Welcome to Healthline News. I'm Allison O'Malley, where we report on the medical health news that's important to you. What is the effect of air pollution on chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, otherwise known as COPD, allergies, and other diseases? Today we're going to talk to a medical expert and the author of Big Pharma, Bad Karma, and attempt to discover the effect of air pollution on your daily life, how to prepare for emergencies, and how to protect yourself from dangerous chemicals and the pollution on a daily basis. In a viewer poll, we discovered that only 30% of people understood all the devastating effects of air pollution. Welcome first. She is a registered nurse with the Centers for Disease Control in Washington, D.C., and an advocate for people regarding the institution of green energy. Welcome, Danielle Schultz. Our next guest authored the book Big Pharma, Bad Karma, and is a strong advocate against vaccines and organized healthcare. Please welcome Stephanie McNally. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I just wanted to say that it's great that you're highlighting the use of natural medicine in your broadcast today, rather than just murdering innocent children with vaccinations.
Thank you for joining us. However, immunizations are not the topic of conversation today. Danielle, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Allison. Thank you for having me on the show. As you mentioned, I am a registered nurse and I work with the CDC. We do need more green policies instituted because of the effect air pollution has on everyone, specifically those who are already compromised, like people with COPD.
I wrote Big Pharma, Bad Karma so people would be more aware of the misreporting about air pollution in order to cause mass hysteria. That in turn causes people to spend more money. This is all just to line the pockets of doctors and big pharmaceutical companies. It's all a conspiracy. They line their pockets all while injecting our children with harmful substances so we can spend more money on healthcare. And pollution is just a myth, so the everyday person should be aware that the things that are killing us are actually given to us by our doctors and the pharmaceutical companies.
Scientific data about pollution does exist and has a cascade of effects on the human body. Danielle, would you like to elaborate on how this happens?
Well, the toll that pollution takes on the body is more elaborate than at first look. Not only does it include the respiratory system, but it also affects the skin, the cardiovascular system, the brain, and it has neurological effects. However, the respiratory system is most affected by air pollution. And that's why we need more awareness. A study in the New England Journal of Medicine correlated the rise of deaths with air quality between 1986 and 2015, specifically with regard to inhalation of fine particulate matter. Particulate matter is basically small particles of soot and dirt and dust combined with droplets of air. When you inhale these particles, it causes your lungs to become weak. This is a very simplified explanation. Over time, the lungs cannot handle the inhalation of these particles and the lungs become weaker and more resistant to regeneration, which in turn worsens conditions like asthma and COPD. However, the effects are far-reaching as this in turn affects the heart and the muscles and even the brain. Studies show that these are from emissions from cars and trucks and buses, particularly diesel, and are sharply on the rise. It's worth noting that these emissions are also the biggest driver of global climate change.
We are interrupting this newscast for a special report. Sarah Hoffman is live on location in Washington, D.C.
Well, Allie, lawmakers are meeting to discuss the unexpected consequence of the COVID-19 virus on air pollution. It seems that countries across the world are experiencing a dramatic decrease in the amount of air pollution in their countries, in their cities. And Los Angeles is seeing similar things as well. Los Angeles has not had clear air pollution since the 1950s. Beijing, almost twice the World Health Organization's recommendation, also experiencing dramatic decreases. So maybe an added benefit to being quarantined from this terrible virus.
So perhaps a good outcome from an otherwise terrible situation. Thank you, Sarah. And back to our program. So Stephanie, I believe you were getting ready to comment on transportation pollution and disease conditions like COPD.
So Dandy, what you're saying is we need to get rid of all cars and modern transportation? Yeah. Let's just break out the bicycles and horse and buggies.
Fun fact for our viewers, there are actually 169 active volcanoes in the US, with Hawaii's being most at risk for erupting annually. Does your state have one? Let's give our viewers a chance to check the board. As for wildfires, as most of the country is aware, California's wildfire season is expanding every year, and the threat of wildfires is a global and becoming a crisis worldwide. What's good for our viewers to know is how to prepare in advance. Danny, any suggestions? Sarah is going to go over the emergency treatment plan for people with severe respiratory illness. Sarah?
You can set up emergency contact on your phone as well. For the iPhone, follow these instructions. First, click on the Health app on your screen. Then, tap the Medical ID button. Following that, tap Edit in the upper right-hand corner. Edit the medical ID by entering your medical information. Then under Emergency Contacts, tap Add Emergency Contacts. Select the contact from your list, select your relationship, then tap Done. Make sure you add your doctor's information here as well. Additionally, we will have directions for Android on our website.
Thank you for that need-to-know information for the public. Thank you for those. Thank you, Steph. Please allow us to comment on some of these suggestions. Danny, as a registered nurse, are there some holistic things that can be done in conjunction with medical practice?
I wrote.
Well, the toll that pollution takes on the body.
Sarah? What was the outcome of that meeting?